Rational numbers. Rational numbers are the numbers you've always referred to as fractions. So anything that can be written in the form a over b, where a and b are integers, is referred to as a rational number. Rational numbers can be written in several ways, one of which is as a mixed number. Now mixed numbers have a whole number part, like this 2, and a fraction part, like the 3 over 4. It can also be rewritten as improper fractions, where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So you'll see 27 is greater than 13, so that's called an improper fraction. We need to be able to rewrite mixed numbers as improper fractions, and the first thing we have to remember to do that is, you look at the number, the overall sign of the number is negative, so the negative just stays out in front. The next thing we need to do is we need to remember to change it, we need to multiply the whole number part by the denominator to figure out how many pieces that whole, those two wholes make. So we're going to do 2 times 4, and we're going to add the 3. And notice that the negative sign is still out in front here. We didn't move it. The next thing we have to do is multiply the 2 and the 4 together. So it's going to give us 8 plus 3 over 4. And the last thing, we're going to add the 8 and 3 together. And notice the whole time we left the negative sign alone and kept it in front. The other thing we need to know how to do is rewrite improper fractions as mixed numbers. So we need to rewrite the number negative 42 over 5 as a mixed number. So we need to figure out how many wholes I can create. And each whole has 5 pieces in it. So we have to split up those 42 pieces into 5 groups of 5 to create wholes. Now the same thing has to be remembered. The negative sign in front means the overall value is negative. So we're going to just leave that negative sign alone right now, and we're going to figure out how many times 5 goes into 42. So we can figure out how many wholes are created from those 42 pieces. Now 8 times 5 is 40, and we have 2 left over. Now our overall fraction we said was negative, so we need to keep the negative. And 40 pieces gave us 8 wholes, so we're going to put that in front. And we had 2 pieces left over, so 2/5. And we keep the denominator exactly the same. The last thing we want to talk about for now is the fact that all fractions always have to be written in lowest terms. There is no exception to that. So in order to rewrite a fraction in lowest terms, we need to look for what's called the greatest common factor. And that's the largest number that both the numerator and the denominator can be divided by. For example, if we look at 24 over 36, the largest number we can divide both those numbers by is 12. So that's what we're going to start out with. We're going to divide 24 by 12 and 36 by 12. And 24 divided by 12 gives us 2. 36 divided by 12 gives us 3. If you weren't sure how I came up with the greatest common factor there, come and see me. We'll do a quick review after school tomorrow, and we'll move on from there. You can always try and reduce by other numbers. If you divided by 2, you would have still found another common factor of 2, and you would have had to repeat this step multiple times. So it's always easier if you can find the greatest common factor first. And before you come to class tomorrow, I'd like you to complete your workbook, page 4. Thank you.